Hey guys, happy Friday. We made it to Friday. Woohoo. I am so excited to spend some time with my husband this weekend. Um, there are a lot of things I hope that you learned from last weekend in terms of what went really well for you about staying on track and, being able to get the results that you wanted come Monday. And I hope that you also had an opportunity to kind of reflect on what didn't go so well, things that you maybe can improve on. Remember that we literally have just 1 week after this weekend left in this group. And so if there's ever a time where you're just like, okay, I just need to buckle down, I just need to get the results that I've been wanting to get, this is the time to do that. It means sacrificing a little bit. It means not saying that you are going to have that second serving of dinner or lunch. You're not going to go for that dessert. You're not going to have that beer or that soda. You're just going to stay on track. And I know how easy it is to just say yeah, I'm going to stay on track this weekend. And then the first time somebody says something like, let's go out to eat or let's do this, then we don't really have any tools of when life happens, how do we still stay on track? So here are my tips for you to make sure that you can still live a fun and happy weekend, but you can still get results come Monday morning. These are the things that have been working for me. First and foremost, waking up and getting my workout done right at the beginning. Then I don't have any excuse of, okay, I'll get it done in the evening and then I'm too tired in the evening, or somebody invites us over for dinner and then we're kind of just running around and then the time is up. So making sure that I get my workout in first and foremost. The next thing is to always have my water bottle with me wherever I go, and tracking in a way that I know I'm getting my water intake in, either setting an alarm on my phone or challenging my husband, or making sure that you could have your kids have their water bottles, and just making sure that you're getting the water intake in. Also drinking a full glass of water before you get ready to sit down for any meal, whether that's, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or for a snack. Making sure that you're fully hydrated and you're filling that belly up with your water. Extra things you could do is a sparkling water. They're sparkling ice. They're 0 calories, and they're just basically sparkling water with naturally flavored flavorings. So this one is a blackberry, and I get them from Costco, but Smith's and many different other places will have them. But it's a great thing to kind of feel like you're getting a treat or having that soda if you struggle with soda intake, but then it's not hindering so much. You still need to make sure you're getting in your water intake and your water goals, and this would not count for your water. If you really want to count some things, you could count your tea, as long as it's not sweetened, and that could count as your hydration water. But that's something that you can just choose, where you're I don't have these every day during the week, but on the weekend it'll feel like a treat, kind of just replacing that. The next thing is to make sure that every meal that you have, that you are prioritizing fruits and vegetables. So literally when you're getting ready to make breakfast, how can you add a vegetable to that breakfast? If you're cooking eggs, can you cook some spinach with those eggs, or mushrooms, or tomatoes? If you're having a bowl of cereal or you're having Shakeology, can you add some extra vegetables in it? The cereal thing I know is a little strange, but how could you get vegetables into your breakfast? How can you get it into your lunch? How can you have it for a snack? And can you strive? Can you take the challenge with me that you're going to get in 5 servings of vegetables every day over this weekend, on Saturday and on Sunday, and heck, even do it today on Friday. I know when you kind of think about, okay, if I want to get in 5 servings of vegetables today and 5 1-cup servings, how am I going to be able to do this? I want to make sure I don't have to eat 5 at dinner time. So I'm going to make sure I have, a couple in the morning, a couple in the afternoon, a couple with dinner, and then 1 as a snack. And all of that fiber and those small micronutrients are really going to add up, and they're going to help you feel fuller. They're going to make sure that you're not starving, and you're going to get less calories in, and your body's going to rev up a little bit. So the next thing that I do is I make sure that I have a give and take for the weekend. So say I'm doing really, really well and somebody invites us to dinner, or we do have dinner plans. When I go out to dinner, I make sure that I look up the menu ahead of time so that I can kind of make the best choice, and I know going into the restaurant what kind of some of the things are my choices based on calories, based on nutrients, based on what I like. If you're in the Reno area, BJ's Brewery has some great enlightened menu. So does Cheesecake Factory, which is everywhere. Chipotle is a great choice. Qdoba is a great choice, but being very smart about the things that you're choosing. So when you're sitting down for your meal, of whether you're going out for lunch or dinner or breakfast, think about it in the way that you think about having a balanced meal. Whether you've done the 21-day fix or not, you can think of having a balanced meal where, okay, what kind of serving of protein am I going to have? And make it be the palm of your hand. That's about a serving size. Do I have my vegetables? Can I get 2 servings of vegetables in with this meal? What is a serving of like a healthy fat? Cheese, not entirely a healthy fat, but it's something that you might really enjoy. I'm a cheese lover, being Basque, and loving most cheeses, even the stinky cheeses. I don't like to omit cheese, but I try to not have it during the week. So if on the weekend I want to have it, I can have it. Making sure that maybe you can have some fruit, or if you want to serve something at dinner and you're having something really delicious like pizza or lasagna, something a little bit more decadent, then ask for a salad first. And I know a lot of times you're like, oh, like that's a little bit more money that I don't want to spend. Well, if you're having a pizza, that's going to be cheaper. If you're having a lasagna, maybe you could share that with your husband and have a serving of that. And then you have that huge salad beforehand. Another tip that I've done at restaurants before is if you go to places where they just automatically assume that you want chips and bread, I just tell them, can you just take that away? Like I don't want it in front of me. I don't want that temptation. And I've decided before going that this is kind of how many things I want. And I'd rather have the bread or the carb with my dinner. So I would choose to rather have that and then ask for like a warm tea or a diet soda. Yes, I drink soda. I try to have a very balanced way of living. And so I will have a soda on the weekends if I want it. I don't admit it entirely out of my life, but I don't have it. It's not a common thing. It's like a treat thing for me. And I've been able to kind of manage that. I know some people who are getting off of a soda addiction. Just like with any addiction, you might need to completely just say, no, I'm not doing this. So those are just kind of like some of my tips of how to do well on the weekend and make sure that you are waking up Monday morning feeling good. I know a lot of times, okay, so it's Friday and I've done so good over the week and I've put in the extra work with my workouts and I put in the extra time with being intentional with my nutrition and I'm just exhausted. Like the weekend comes and I'm just feeling exhausted. I don't want to have to think about the vegetables. And if I see another vegetable, I'm going to go crazy and I don't want to have to think about this. But think about the things that you like and the best decisions that you can make, and then have smaller portions for that. So you're still enjoying food, you're still enjoying your life, but it's not getting out of control. Have healthy alternative snacks. Have things where you're going to be enjoying yourself, but it's not something that's going to kind of push you over the edge. Getting into that binging thing where we're eating so much over the weekend, which I have struggled with for sure. Going to the funeral last weekend, I struggled with it once we came home and had a few drinks out with my sister and her husband. And it was something that I needed to get back. I needed to reel myself back in. So that's a personal goal of mine this weekend is if I'm enjoying something, I'm enjoying a very small amount of it and I'm not going to be binging. I'm not going to have an extreme amount of anything. And using very positive self-talk through all of those things. I don't need this. I can say no. I'm in control. There's something else that I can do. There's a healthier choice that I can make, and just kind of living my life that way. And I hope that each of these tips are things that are going to be beneficial for you. And whether you use all of my tips or just one or two of them is totally up to you. But I do want to hear, so post below this video, what are the tips that I talked about today that you are going to try and implement this weekend for yourself, so that come Monday morning when you're sending me your photos and your measurements, that you're able to say, I did the best that I could and I'm proud of myself, because I want all of you to feel proud of yourself come Monday morning. All right, guys, have a great Friday and I will talk to you later.